So, yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has happened since my last video. And it all has to do with my health and things that occurred and happened. But you guys are going to get a story time and photos and overall update of what's been going on and kind of what I'm still dealing with. Okay, so tune in and watch this video to the end, and you guys will get updated on everything. Okay. So, since my last video, I wonder if y'all can see me. I'm gonna just turn this way. So, since my last video, which was right after I had the baby, I think it was like an updated postpartum video. I wasn't even 6 weeks yet. Well, my baby wasn't even 6 weeks yet. I developed a really bad infection, and it spread so fast. It's like I don't know when the infection started, but I know I began to feel symptoms, and I began to feel bad right at that 4-week postpartum mark. So I began to get facial swelling, as you can see here, and swelling in my neck really bad. And so I went to the ER. This was in the end of July. I had my baby in June on the 18th. So by July 27th, I went to the ER. They told me, "Oh, you have an abscess. It's just an abscess, and we can just give you some penicillin to treat it." Okay, so I get the medicine. I go home. They also give me naproxen for pain. So I get the medicine. I go home, take all the medicine, and I'm kind of wondering to myself, okay, there's a little bit of relief, but it should be 100%. It should be gone. So what I think I had more than one abscess. So, or it was just the infection was so bad that the penicillin wasn't enough. So I felt relief in the front, but there was still infection and swelling and fluid in my face going up toward my ear and along this part of my jaw. And sorry, I'm hearing stuff. Probably my son downstairs. But yeah, I wasn't completely relieved of what I was going through. And so after a while, I started realizing also my jaw was closed. It wouldn't open up. So it made me think that I had lockjaw. You know, usually people get lockjaw when they get if they have tetanus or something, but I was like, I don't think I've been exposed to that. But my jaw was not opening and I could not put food in my mouth. I was limited to eating stuff like soup and mashed potatoes and soft stuff that I could get into my mouth. Really, whatever I could get into my mouth and swallow, because I still couldn't even chew my food. I'm still having a hard time now chewing my food. So time go by, more time that I should have let go by, but being that I have just had a newborn and I had 6 other kids, I don't always put myself and my health first. So, let me see, July, another month goes by, August. By this time, I'm in pain, so much pain, my face and my throat and everything is so swollen. I'm going through fever, I'm having chills, nausea, throwing up. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this infection is so bad, and the pain in my ears and the pain in my face is so bad that this infection has to be in my bloodstream by now. So, like I said, August gets here. It's the 28th, 27th of August. Whatever day that Sunday was, I go to the emergency room. My sister actually came by my house to bring me my cell phone because I had her take it to her house to charge. And by the time she got here on her way to work, I was in so much pain. I was in tears. So my family got me to the hospital, and I check into the hospital, I check into the emergency room and I don't leave until 2 weeks later. So they tell me immediately that I need surgery because my jaw, not only is the bone, is the infection in the bone, my jaw is also fractured, and none of us can think of how this could have happened other than the infection being so bad that my bone just broke. My jaw broke. So, being that there was so much fluid and so much buildup in my face, they called it a facial abscess. They had to do surgery. They had to put me to sleep. And they had to go on the inside of my mouth and drain all of the different areas where the fluid was, because it wasn't one area, it was multiple. Then, after that, I was in the ICU for 4 days, sedated with a breathing tube, because I was so swollen that I couldn't be woken up to breathe on my own if they had took the tube out. So I was sedated for 4 days in the ICU. After I woke up, then I spent another probably 3 days in the ICU. So I spent a week in there. And then after that, they put me in a regular recovery room, which I was in for another 7 days. I was on antibiotics, IV antibiotics the whole time. I had IVs running through both of my arms. I was on pain medicine. They had me taking morphine. They had me taking a couple other things that I can't pronounce. They put me on Toradol, but then they changed it because that was wearing off too fast. Something called, I can't remember. It was 2 other ones. And then the antibiotic they had me on was clindamycin and amoxicillin. Yes. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and during that time, I was so swollen. My legs swelled up real bad. My face, my arms, everything was so swollen. I couldn't walk by myself. I needed help walking, or if the nurse wasn't helping me, I had to hold on to something at all times, because it was so easy to get faint and dizzy, and then I had no balance. I had no strength. It was. They had me on a pureed diet. Basically, all my food was like blended, or whatever you want to call it, processed until it was mushy, like baby food. I didn't like it at first, but eventually I got used to it, and I was eating it because I had to eat something. And they also had me drinking those Ensure protein shakes, which I'm still needing those. I need to go and get some. But basically, my diet is still the same because my jaw is not completely healed, and I feel like I may end up going back to get more antibiotics because the swelling is coming back, and I don't know. I don't feel like it's 100% better, but it feels better than when I went into the hospital. So before I ended up leaving the hospital, after the surgery, once I was removed from the ICU, my face, the abscess, and the all of that came back. It came back, even with me being on the antibiotic and stuff. It came back, and then they had to drain it with a needle, and like they had to go in through the outside and drain it that way through the 2 big syringes. They pulled out 50 cc's of fluid from my face. and then they put this drain in so that it will continue to drain. Now, even though it's been now, yeah, it's been a week, 7 days since I've been out of the hospital, and I still have this in. So altogether, I've had this drain in for 2 weeks. I've had this drain in for 2 weeks, and it's still draining. And then my face is still puffy. My skin is still sensitive here. I still feel something here. So that's why I have to keep going to my follow-up checkups at the ENT doctors who put this in. And they check it and they look to see if it's okay to take it out. But as long as my face is like this, they're not gonna take it out. As long as it's still draining, it's just gonna be in there. Now, they say that I need to see a dentist, which is true. But if my jaw is broken and there's infection in the bone that's not 100% cleared up, how is the dentist going to go in and pull whatever teeth are in the back? How are they going to be able to do their job if that is how it is, how that is, if my jaw is messed up? So I'm not sure if this is a dental problem or if it was just my luck and I caught a bad infection. Being that it is in my mouth, it may just well be a dental issue, but how are they going to do their job if my jaw is not able to open up wide enough? Because even if they put me to sleep and do a surgery on my mouth, they're just going to keep damaging all of my, whatever I got going on right here. But, yeah, today is Saturday, September 16th, and I've been dealing with this since the end of June. Yeah, some months. So I lost almost 35 pounds due to this because I've been on a liquid/soft diet ever since I realized I couldn't get anything in my mouth to eat. So, yeah. I just feel like this isn't the end of this that's going on. It's not the end of it. Like, I feel like I'm going to have to go through some other events or something else medically as far as treatment and stuff, because like I said, there's still some swelling, and all of my antibiotics I was sent home with, I've taken already. I've taken them. They only sent me home with 5 days worth of antibiotics. So, yeah. I went from 185 pounds postpartum with the baby to today I am 150 pounds. And the weight just came off fast. I didn't even recognize my own body, how fast the weight came off, and how my body and my skin and how I looked. It was unrecognizable. Even right now when I look in the mirror. But yes, I will insert some pictures and stuff from when I was in the hospital. Now my mother has the worst ones from when I was sedated, and I haven't even seen those. She hasn't even shown them to me. But I have pictures from when I did wake up and while I was there, like little snippets of stuff, like videos or whatever. I have a little clip too of when they took out the stuff, the day, not actually when they did it, because of course I couldn't record while I was doing it because I didn't have no anesthesia or nothing, and it was kind of painful when they did it. But yeah, so I will insert those, and that is my story time of what's been going on since my last video. Got her some red cool rice. I'm just sitting here hoping they feed me because I'm starving. Even after all this, I'm still hungry. And I'm so swole. I don't even look like the same person. It's crazy. Today's been a long day. So this is another day from when I posted, or when I gave y'all the update of what's been going on. Today is September 18th, and the update I was giving y'all might have been on the 16th, I think. But my face is almost back like it was, as y'all can see. So it looks like I will be going back to the emergency room soon, in a matter of a few days, because I have to prepare all of my kids for me to probably be gone a few days. And I gotta make sure that they have everything that they need and everything packed and all of that stuff. And you know, last time I kind of just left and went to the hospital not knowing that I was gonna be in there for 2 weeks. Thought they were just gonna give me some medicine and try to help me out and send me back home, but I did not know I was gonna be in there for 2 weeks and end up having surgery and all that. But if I go back and they see my face and then I have this drain inside my face that's supposed to be preventing this, they're going to want to probably do another surgery, and I'm going to probably end up repeating what I just went through. I don't know, it might not be there as long, but I know they're going to probably want to do another surgery. But yeah.